I'm Carter, and today I'll be teaching you how to build a fire. Now, I'm an Eagle Scout, so I have a few years of teaching younger scouts how to build fires under my belt, so I have a few years of fire safety experience. Now, today I'll be teaching you where you're building a fire, as well as the materials you're going to need, the structure you're going to need, and how to extinguish the fire when you're done with it. Now, the materials you're going to need is going to be tinder, which is paper towels or something similar that are very thin and flammable, kindling, which are larger sticks that can be used to give your fire structure, and fuel, which are longer and thicker logs that can be used to extend the duration of your fire. Additionally, you're going to need a lighter or a match to light your fire, and a bucket of water, a hose, or a fire extinguisher to put out your fire when you're done with it. Additionally, you can optionally have a poking stick, which is a longer stick that can be used to move around the fire if you need to, or if you need to fish something out that fell in. Now, the first thing you need to do before you even start collecting wood for a fire should be to know where you're building it. You're going to want to build it away from anything flammable, such as grass or trees, and you're going to want to build it in a fire pit so that the wind doesn't blow away the fire or blow it out entirely. Now, you can also use a circle of rocks or a dugout instead of a metal fire pit if you have that instead. So the second thing you're going to need is to know what structure you're using. The teepee is useful for protecting the fire against the wind. The log cabin is useful for protecting the fire so that you can make a cooking fire with it. And the lean-to is good for protecting the fire against the wind. I will be using a lean-to today because it is windy outside. The idea for a lean-to is to put a log on one side where the wind is blowing from and lean all the sticks along it. This way, when the wind comes and tries to blow out the fire, it is protected by the log here. The next step is to take the kindling, the tinder, and fold it so that it has a lot of air inside it so that it can extend the duration of how long it is burning. And you want to put it at the bottom of the structure so that when you light it, it catches the entirety of the structure and not just one part of it. Now, the next step is to light the tinder on several sides so that you have several chances for it to light the rest of the wood. This might take a minute because the wood needs to get hot enough so that it will start burning. And also, if it doesn't start burning fast enough, you might want to start blowing lightly on it so that you give the wood more oxygen and so that the embers can possibly reignite. Now, to maintain the fire, you're going to want to take a larger log long before the fire starts to go out. The idea is to put the log so that it can get hot enough and start catching fire before the rest of the fire goes out. I will be using this charred piece of wood because it will be very easily able to be lit, but it will also not be lit as long because it will shrivel to dust a lot faster. Now, the next step is to extinguish the fire when you're done with it. So you want to make sure that the fire is fully extinguished even if the flames are out, because there might be an ember that is still burning. And if you don't fully extinguish it, it can possibly catch fire and cause a forest fire if you're out in the woods. So you need to take the bucket of water and fully smother every piece of ember until it is not hot anymore. The idea is to keep steam instead of smoke when you're done with it. You can tell it is steam because it is more clear vapor. And that is how to build a fire. Thank you. I hope this demonstration was clear and concise and taught you something today. Thank you.